Is this mine Moto? Can you introduce him before you pop him on?
Yeah, this is mine Moto.
Okay.
So
Love this guy.
Mine Moto actually just made me a graphic for Cameraman Camera.
Mine Moto also just won the lifetime subscription. Did you know that?
Oh, yes, I did know that, but I forgot.
Yeah. He just, on the second to last day of the giveaway, Mine Moto, congratulations, won a lifetime Moto Academy subscription.
That's awesome.
Well deserved.
Awesome.
Well deserved. All right, play it.
Yeah, super cool.
What's up, guys? Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for all your hard work and everything you're doing within the Moto Academy. I love the app. I'm learning something new every day, so keep up the great work. I had a question for you guys. I wanted to ask whether the same stigmas that exist outside of pro racing exist within pro racing about mental health. For me, I found it really powerful to talk about my struggles. I talk openly about my depression and my struggle with mental health, and I found it really powerful in my journey to kind of getting back to normal. But what I wanted to ask was, is mental health something that is discussed and talked about within team setups or within kind of the sport in general at pro level? Or is mental health seen as a weakness and not talked about? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Love that question. And you're talking about the most closed-minded sport that exists. So no, it's not talked about. Of course it's not. It would be seen as probably a weakness, maybe something that somebody thinks that they have an edge over somebody else that isn't doing any type of mental game practice, or maybe they think that they're too strong mentally to have a mental coach or, talk to a sports psychologist. I don't know how many guys actually are, but every single one of them should, whether it is for personal life or excelling a little bit more on the dirt bike, excelling in life all around. The hard part is, it's hard to teach somebody. There's two ways to do it. One, either you have to almost wait till your brain fully develops, because then you can kind of like understand that you can absorb some of this stuff and learn and become different and think differently. Or you have to be programmed and trained from like age 1 or at least 10 years old or under. Because for me, I was trying to go to these sports psychologists, and I worked with hypnotists and all of this when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, like right in my most hard-headed ages, where I thought I knew it all, although at least I was open-minded enough to go see and talk to somebody. But none of it really was digestible for me. None of it made sense. I didn't believe any of it. And now I do. My whole life is based around like being able to kind of think about something and set a goal and know without a shadow of a doubt that I can accomplish it. And it kind of keeps me on track mental health wise as well. But no, I mean, motocross is, unfortunately, we can change that with Moto Academy. That's why I wanted to do those posts daily or weekly, just reading a sentence or two, a little excerpt from one of the books that I'm reading that just kind of like talks about that type of stuff and brings it to the surface level a little bit. Nobody have you ever heard, Cam, anybody really talk about any of that with any significance
in dirt bikes?
In the sport, in dirt bikes?
No, I mean, nobody's in motocross and supercross is allowed to show any weakness at all. It's like why we don't know when people are injured until the season's over. It's the same idea. Like if something like, and I guess that's kind of what he means by that, right? Where it's like, people will never tell you if something's going on. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's mental or physical. Like that's kind of what I've noticed, right?
Which I get. Honestly, I mean, if I get it for anything, I would understand that for the mental side. You show weakness in the mental side and you have somebody that's mentally strong, you're defeated, you're beat already.
Yeah.
The whole like, oh, I pulled a muscle, like let's not tell anybody. That to me is like, all right, well, what's going on here?
Well, that's Cooper Webb's whole thing, right? Isn't he known for just like getting in people's heads on the line? and just breaking people down, and that's how he succeeds?
At our level, it is almost 100% mental. You know, because everybody that is showing up, that is in a main event, at least in the top 15, certainly within the top 10 of a main event, they're all preparing the same. They might be doing some things a little bit different, but really, I mean, everybody's preparing exactly the same. They're on somewhat basically equivalent equipment. I don't think there's any secrets. I mean, there's just not. And what happens is that at the first race, anybody can win. Every year, anybody can win. Race 2, almost anybody can win again. Race 3, 4 guys can win. Right? And then as you get deeper into the season, 2 guys can win. It's not because somebody got slower. It's not because somebody got faster. That is only because of mental. That is it. Everybody else is then defeated and accepts their defeat, and that they can no longer win the championship, that they don't really belong winning races this year because of whatever reason they've made up in their head. And then on the other end, you have the 1 or 2 guys that make it to the end of the championship that believe 100% that they should be getting the whole shot, that they should be winning the race, and that they should be winning the championship, and they actually believe it.
Yeah, we talked about that at the end of motocross when Chase and Eli were just leaps and bounds ahead of everybody. It's like, did they actually get that much better? It's like, no. Like, it's all in their head.
If they go 1 and 2 at A1, I will be very surprised.
Really?
You know, yeah. Because so much time has passed where there's now a reset that's happened and everybody thinks they have an equal shot again. They're not that, I don't believe that they're that much better than everybody else. I don't. I think that, you know, I think that at times they're slightly better, but the mental gap is what changes that. Like, you should hear the way that people talk about Tomac in the pits. I mean, there's high level guys that talk about Tomac as if like he's a god. I just experienced it within the last 2 weeks. Somebody was talking about Tomac, and I'm like, holy cow. Like, I didn't expect that person to talk about another racer in that way.
I mean, he is good at riding a dirt bike.
I mean, great question. And inside Moto Academy, I love to have conversations about that stuff. I think it's important. I mean, I think generally speaking, I'm pretty delusional and positive. I know there's some people that aren't as lucky and don't think so positive all the time like I do. I guess I don't. I've just always been programmed that way. But I think it's incredibly important. It's been incredibly important in me being successful in business because I believe that I'm the best at what I do in business. Like in motocross, it's like, everybody be like, AJ, you're making the main event, or AJ, you're this fast, or you could get top 10 in this race. And in my head, I was like, oh, well, maybe. And in the past, I never fully believed it. And that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, good question. Send me a message, my Moto. You're a lifetime subscriber now. Does he have a blue check? Does he have a blue check yet?
Is he supposed to have a blue check?
James? I don't know. I think. I was trying to get him one.
I don't know. I might have just made that up.
I think so. If you guys are enjoying these podcast clips and you want to watch full episodes, you can subscribe at club.themotoacademy.com.